Hello, everybody. I am Julian Marin, your English teacher, and today we're going to be reviewing Martes de Prueba number 9 for 8th grade. Thank you very much for your attention. We're going to start right away, sharing the screen, and specifically the file in which we have to test. Okay, here we are. So first of all, we want to check on what kind of exercise this is. In the instructions, they say that we need to respond each one of the questions or dialogues with a coherent answer. So essentially up here, what we have is either a question or a phrase that needs a response. And down in A, B, and C, we have three possible answers. So in this case, we're going to be evaluating each one of the questions, analyzing not only the question, but the possible answers from a perspective of coherence. What we want to be is coherent in this connection of ideas. So right now I'm going to activate right here the board so we can make some drawings. So let's start with question 21. Martin, you didn't attend classes yesterday, and additionally, you were absent for 3 days last week. What is going on? So over here, evidently we are in an educational context, and Martin apparently is a student, and the one who asks is a teacher concerned about his absences to school. Let's evaluate options A, B, and C. First, A. This would be a response from Martin, right? We have three options here. A. Mrs. Gonzalez, I have been under a medical treatment for 2 weeks. So this one sounds coherent according to what we know in the question. It says, for 2 weeks means that for 2 weeks he haven't been able to attend as usual because he's been under a medical treatment. Okay, this one seems to be coherent. Let's evaluate the other two. B. Mrs. Gonzalez told me that my vacation period starts in 2 weeks. So this is not coherent because even though we still remain in an academic context, like a school context, this is talking about the future. This is not really answering that question. And then C, Mrs. Gonzalez knows that I only work 2 hours per day on weekends. So this is totally incoherent because first, we're talking about a student in school, underage person wouldn't be legal for this person to be working. And then we're talking about the weekends. So evidently, this doesn't answer the question. Here, the only coherent possible answer will be A. Let's evaluate question 22. Over here, we don't really have a question. What we have is a statement. So we need to find one of the three options to be coherent with this statement. It says, look at the elegance Camila has when walking. She is gorgeous. Let's see. A, don't you think so? I believe you are good enough. So over here, when we say you, this is the second person, we're not really talking about Camila. So this, at the first moment, looks like not a good option. B, I can't believe it. She looks very tired. Is she sick? So this one, even though we're talking about she, and this could be Camila, right? It is not coherent because actually the first statement is positive. And over here, positive because we're talking about elegance when she walks or she's walking and that she is gorgeous. So over here, we're using adjectives that are positive. But then we talk about tired and sick, which wouldn't be coherent because it's quite the opposite of what we're saying in the original statement. And let's evaluate option C. Obviously, remember she used to be a top model. So this one is perfectly coherent with the first statement because a top model will be looking very elegant when walking. So that's the reason why for 21 we have A and for 22 we got C. Let's evaluate the other questions. We go into 23, 24, and 25. See, second, very good. Now, 23. I see you are familiar with this neighborhood. This is not a question, it's just like, again, a statement. Let's see which of these three options will be the most coherent. A, it's because I want to live here with my family. Okay, even though if you want to live there with your family, that has nothing to do with being familiar with the place. So I believe A is not a possible good answer. B, that's because I used to live here. Okay. When? In my childhood. Yes. This makes perfect sense. I used to live here. So if you used to live there in your childhood, of course, you will be familiar with the neighborhood. Anyway, let's evaluate option C to make a decision. My family and I will be living there in 3 years ago. So this one is totally incoherent, even grammatically speaking, because we're talking, we'll be living there, this is future, and then in 3 years ago, this is past. So this one is totally incoherent just by itself. So the only possible correct answer would be B. Let's move on to question 24. This morning, I received my new jacket from the virtual store. I'm very disappointed. Again, we don't have a question, we just have a statement. Let's look for a possible coherent answer. A, no way, my sister looks very elegant in that jacket. Okay, so if it is my new jacket, why are we talking about a third person? So that doesn't seem to be coherent. Let's evaluate B. Why do you say that? I think you are very intelligent. So why are we talking about intelligence? Is what is discussed over here is a new jacket. So doesn't seem to be very coherent. And finally, C. Yes, what a pity. It looks bigger in the catalog. So this one seems to be coherent because imagine the context. This person ordered a new jacket through a virtual store, right? So apparently over here, it says that it looks bigger in the catalog. So maybe it arrived being smaller. So that is the reason why the person who ordered it is disappointed. So the correct answer here would be C. Finally, question 25. I'm short of cash and I need to pay for the cable. What should I do? Okay, so this is a question. We need to find a coherent answer. A, why don't you get a second job? Okay, we're answering a question with a question, but that is not necessarily bad because this one seems to be coherent. Okay, if you are short of cash, means that you need extra money, and a second job could solve that problem. Anyway, let's evaluate B and C. B, I think you should watch less television. Okay, this is not necessarily connected to the question, even though we're talking about the cable and over here television, right? Because the problem in reality is cash, is money, is an economic problem. And C, my brother has an extra TV. Sorry, my mother has an extra TV. Call her. Okay, the problem is not that this person here lacks a TV. This person has the TV. The problem is the bill for the cable. So, no. C wouldn't be a coherent answer. Leaving only A as the possible coherent answer. So with that, we're finishing the review for Martes de Prueba 9 for 8th grade. I thank you very much for watching. Please remember to click like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for your attention. See you in the future.